Well, hello, Empresses. How are you today? Lots of major shifting. Couple of things to say. Um, though these videos are still going to be daily, I have had some major awakening about up and out of timelines. So this video, if you're watching this message is for you. If you're called to watch this message is for you. And we'll be putting up videos more thematically, more about, I have received dozens and dozens of fantastic questions about what's happening here and the twin flame journey, and I am starting to shift into this Empress Way, the Empress Way kind of mentality. And I know those around me are shifting into it too. I can see it, I can hear it when they're talking to me during the private readings, and some of the folks that I know personally on this channel or on the Facebook group. After watching and listening and reading your comments and everything like that, this feels like the direction we're headed right now in the journey. And we're going to talk more about the Empress Way. Yesterday was kind of the first real breakthrough I'd had when we were talking about the Empress Way, about is it about love or about fear, actually with India on the live the other day on the eclipse. And then now we're in Lionsgate, so this is a real spiritual portal, a real opening. So if you have felt called to watch this video, whatever day you're watching it, the message is meant for you. It's a shift, right? It's a shift. It's a shift. So let's see what's going on here. One of the things I wanted to discuss is about those questions that all y'all have been putting on the channel and sending and talking about in the Facebook forum. I'm going to start doing videos that address those questions, okay? I'm going to start talking about the differences between twin flames and soulmates, the kinds of soulmates. There's a whole filing system from this whole blue ray, rod and staff kind of delineation into different kinds of soulmates in terms of their journeys. Some that remain friends, and then they come together. Some that have been married for a decade or two without even knowing they're twin flames. There's a lot of different organizations of how this journey unfolds. And so when we're talking about doing videos and talking to these specific situations, whoever is called to watch those videos is going to have messages there that are of value. Okay, so this is a huge undertaking. I realize what I'm doing. Well, not really, but I can't help it. I mean, this is just the way. And literally, timelines have kind of disappeared for me. I don't see time in the way I used to. It's not like there's 5 work days and 2 weekend days and months, and it's not like that anymore. I'm not seeing that. I wake up, it's daytime, and it's the day of energy. What's the energy of the day? And then even top it out, even then elevate out of that, it's what's the energy for you? What's the energy? How are we connecting in this energy space? I did a private reading last night for someone fabulous. Every single one of you who's come for private readings I cherish, mostly because I am benefiting as much from the readings as I hope you are. My fan here needs to get higher. Because when I start talking like this, energy just gets hot. Just gets hot. Some of the things that came out of my mouth last night when I was talking with one of the folks, I said a whole bunch of things, and I don't remember. And I said to her right after that, I said, I hope you're taking notes, because none of that has ever come out of my mouth before. And I really want to memorialize it. So, anyway, let's just see what the messages are that need to be shared today, that need to get out there to the collective. And let's talk about the Empress Way. Choosing to be loving to the self. Rule number 1, choose to be loving to the self. That is your first priority. And the way you figure that out is, are your decisions out of love or are they out of fear? It's very simple. The world's biggest truths can be told in under 5 words. Don't lie. Don't steal. Do unto others. Very simple. Not complex. If something is too complex, if there's too many words, it's not a truth. It's a rationalization. Or it's some way of twisting yourself into a pretzel so that the logic works for you, right? And a logic, right? We're talking about logic. But we're talking about the heart logic now. The heart connection, the soul connection. Very different feel. So let's see what's happening today, Empresses. Let's see what's going on for you guys. What are the messages you need to know? Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, 6 of Pentacles, 100%. Balance. No man up, no man down. And that is a challenge in our society. Because we have learned about hierarchical structures very well. We have learned about this type of structure. Some of us being in more flat structures, egalitarian, more democratic, more less centralized. And in this relationship, it's even flow, back and forth. No man up, no man down. So that's a critical part of this message, right? Justice. Wow. Okay, Divine Masculine here. Oh, I like that. Especially since Queen of Wands, but I love that. So, Divine Feminine, this is what we've been talking about for a while now, is the justice of things, the even flow of things. Justice, that is your card today as you're watching this. Energy of the reading, please. Lovers. Of course it is. Did we really need? Yes, we did. I guess because I pulled it. No more of that. Okay, so let's talk about this. So from this clear-eyed perspective, justice and communication. Justice and communication, and like knowing the truth, knowing truth and justice, right? Knowing what's going on, having a clear vision of what's going on with the union here. See the 8, I love this 8 of Wands in this deck. It's the 2 dolphins swimming together. And only through clear communication and even flow can this work. That's why this 5 of Swords doesn't work. 5 of Swords is admonishment. It's someone getting one over on the other. And both of these cards here in this deck, this is the Mythic deck, which I use frequently. You see how it's man up, man down? No victim mentality. No victim mentality. No, none of that. It doesn't exist in this connection. In a true spiritual connection, that is earth, that's ego, that's 3D, that's hierarchy. And even in the tarot we have hierarchy, right? Queens and kings and knights and pages. And we talk about the evenness of the energy, right? So the 5 of Swords here is about eradicating that, right? Justice. Must be balanced. Must be balanced. For this lovers, for this twin flame connection. That's why being in your highest vibration is where it's truly balanced, because there is no ego there. There is no, I must dominate you, or I must control you, or there, you know, and there's a lot of, it's not just like this masculine thing, right? There's masculine and feminine going like this for centuries, thousands, millennia, right? Because we're the inverse of each other in many ways. Also, as a balanced whole yourself, masculine, feminine, balancing yourself, right? So not too much, like not too much water, not too much fire, right? Not too much pentacle, not too much sword, right? Those, everything must balance. In the masculine here, Nine of Wands, really coming to the end of a situation. Nine of Wands here, Two of Pentacles, really trying to balance, that's really good. They're mirroring you a little bit, but they're having a harder time. Well, that's not true, because there's this Five of Swords here. Five of Swords, Nine of Wands. So those are two cards of asserting one's will. The energy of the masculine is quite slow, as we all know. Some of us, anyway. But deliberate, focused, like justice, right? Justice is swift, but there's thought that goes into it. So the Hangman exists because there needs to be enlightenment in order to bring balance here. Right? King of Wands, Queen of Wands, in balance. Fire energy there. But then again, look at this. Six of Wands. This is victory. So when we talk about victory in love, we talk about getting the person we want, or being, you know, getting into the relationship we want. Victory over other people who are trying to tear you down, other people who are trying to steal your energy. That's one of the videos I want to put up about protecting yourself from people who try to steal your energy. Protecting yourself. There's victory here over that. Both of you are dealing with that. People who are trying to make you feel a certain way because it benefits them. Hierophant. Going to finding your mentor, finding your guides. Very important. Five of Swords, strength, overcoming that. That's a feminine energy of power. Overcoming that. Nine of Wands here. Boy, my ears are burning today. Nine of Wands. Ace of Wands. Ten of Wands. Next cycle, right? So this, your masculine is ready to transmute all this fire energy into something that is lasting. If there's a lot of fire here, I like this Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands, Ace of Wands here, King of Wands, lots of Wands. What say you, King of Wands? Because the Queen of Wands over here has the Hierophant. So, yeah. Keep going. Four of Cups. Getting rid of that. Six of Swords. Oh, I like that. Ten of Cups. Sweet. Okay. So, Eight of Cups, Four of Cups. They're right now walking away from this situation. Eight of Cups, the situation is other people, victory over other people, victory over people who are trying to get one over on you or trying to control you, right? They're getting away from it too. Six of Swords. Eight of Cups, both walking away cards, right? They're getting away from it too. You both are. Eight of Cups, Six of Swords. Both moving away toward the connection, toward the Ten of Cups, Lovers connection in a balanced way. So you're both learning this lesson about control, about victimization, that Five of Swords, about anybody who's trying to steal your energy, anybody who's trying to take advantage of you, right? You're both learning this lesson. And there's plenty of people around. FYI, if you're watching this, you are in this situation, or it is relevant to you, or some message here is relevant to you. Other people. See that? She's sitting there waiting for her love to come back, and these two nasty stepsisters. You know, stepsisters get a bad rap in Disney, don't they? So two nasty people trying to undermine her confidence. That's also what's happening here. Trying to undermine your confidence in your journey. But the persistence, the awakening, the awareness, the Hanged Man here, and the Strength card, overcoming those things, knowing your value, knowing your worth, being self-loving, protecting yourself from people who are trying to overwhelm you with their own bullshit, okay? Blocks to love right now, as you're watching. Blocks to love. 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so there could be too much independence, too much responsibility in terms of money, too much somebody relishes their singlehood. Somebody is having too much responsibility. 2 of Wands. So now, the Hierophant, right? You've gone to the Hierophant seeking the guru. That's what you're both doing, seeking your guides. And now you're equipped to move beyond any kind of selfish behavior. Any kind of, because sometimes, you know, hey, I'm going to tell you this, right? Sometimes being a victim has its own rewards. Okay, everything has trade-offs, right? Everything has trade-offs. And playing a victim role can be like, oh, woe is me, look at how much I'm doing for other people, and they're totally shitting all over me, kind of thing, right? And the other person wants to rescue, right? The other person wants to, like, it's different with me, it'll be different with me. So it's kind of moving out of this loop of control, victimization, hierarchy. It's moving out of that into something that's vastly more even. 10 of Cups, where there's love and joy and happiness and fun, and this whole man up, man down thing is, the ego is gone. That's what needs to happen here. The ego needs to go away for this to be a powerful connection, and that's the next lesson. The ego. Removing the ego, removing other people. Yes, yes! Oh my goodness, King of Pentacles underneath. Tower, High Priestess. Wow, that's the next action. Actions to take. The universe is taking the action in terms of you getting into your intuition, blowing apart the things that are holding you in these old cycles. Really being, you know, Hierophant and High Priestess, very much so. Hierophant and High Priestess, being connected spiritually to your twin and being connected spiritually to your guides. Opening your intuition. That's one of the things we're doing in the tarot classes later this year. The December one is all about opening your own intuition. Okay? So, I feel like the King of Pentacles is important here. It is about blowing away too much earth grounding, too much, you know, reliance on, oh, no, okay, too much ego based in money. Right? Seeing your self-worth as intrinsic to who you are, having nothing to do with what you have, the stuff you have, right? Having nothing to do with the big house or the cars or the bikes or the whatever. It doesn't have any, your self-worth is not based on that. You're intrinsically, that's what the divine masculine, divine feminine connection is based on, is the, no, not based on, but is so powerful in illuminating for each of us, is that our self-worth is not based in this hierarchy. It's not based on being the chief assistant, adjutant, senior vice president to the director of international affairs with a subculture of public relations. Like, it's not, like, those titles and stuff, again, too many words doesn't mean anything. Guide. It's my title, Guide. That's it. One word, guide. For myself, for others. And not even, and being guided by others. I am also being guided by others and also being connected to my spirit guides. So when you're in this place of this is getting blown apart, it's likely that because your masculine here is still struggling with that lesson about their own, yes, because look at Six of Pentacles, right? Their own worth is being guided by by their net worth, right? Let's get some messages from the Knight of Pentacles here. And being worthy and valuable has nothing to do with your bank account. All right, Knight of Pentacles. I know that's a tough one for the Divine Masculine here. Two of Cups. Super duper in love with you. We could just leave this here because this is the message from the soul, right? This is the message. They're coming toward you. The Eight of Cups, Six of Cups, or Six of Swords. You're both moving in the same direction. It's great. It's great. They're being a little more dawdly than you, though, as we know. Okay. Queen of Cups. Unconditional love. Wow. They have awakened. Ten of Pentacles. That tower, Ten of Pentacles, blowing apart the situation that's holding them. And also knowing that this is family too. This is about family. This is about wanting to be in family, in a love way, in a stable kind of way. I'm telling you that. Wow. Ten of Swords. They're done with wherever they are. Absolutely done. Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Ten of Wands. We got Ten of Wands, didn't we? Yes, all the tens. All the tens. So, about this Ten of Swords situation here. Yeah. They're done. The tower here, the tower, King of Pentacles, the blowing up of a structure. For some of you, the Divine Masculine is in a marriage here. It's being blown up. We know that. We've been talking about that for days and days. And Eight of Cups, Six of Swords moving forward, they're just sort of wanting to let you know about how much they love you while they're doing this. Because I don't think they're talking. No talkie. High Priestess. I don't really think they're talking. Seven of Wands. Resistance from other people, even though you have succeeded. The Sun. Oh, that's the first time that's come up in a while, which is, I'm so happy to see it. It is about once you succeed, okay, once you succeed in coming together here, Six of Wands, and moving away from this old world hierarchy kind of man up, man down business, once you succeed in moving away from that, the old structures rebel a little bit, right? The people who like that, who are man up, they want to keep their level, right? They want to keep that. So they rebel against this egalitarian stuff. They rebel against it. They want to stay in charge. So other people could be coming to both of you and being like, you don't know what you're doing. That's crazy, right? And at the end of the day, Sun, you're just like, you know what? I no longer care what you think. No more people pleasing to your detriment. It's fine to want to have someone else be happy or do things to make somebody else happy, even though you can't really make anybody happy. But the important part is not to your own detriment. If it's bringing you joy, great. But if it's taking from you, not great. Okay, you get the difference there? Page of Wands. Good news on the horizon. Good news on the horizon. You have battled successfully to be your own person. You have battled successfully. Ace of Swords. Yes, indeedy. That is the truth. The truth that's being told right now is you guys are now over and above. You're out of the old earth. Five of Wands, other people, the moon, hidden stuff, people wanting to take advantage of you, Knight of Wands. You're sort of like judgment. You've made a bold decision to do this the way of the soul, the Empress Way, right? The way of the soul. And you've kind of up-leveled yourself. And it's like hard to talk. The words we have are very much in that hierarchical structure, right? Communication. If you look around, when I went to college at this school, this small private school for 2 years, which I left. I went to a big public school. But the one thing they did great, this was Providence College for 2 years. One thing they did really well was they team taught something called Development of Western Civilization, and it was taught 5 days a week for 2 years. All freshmen and sophomores had to take it. It was 20 credits. It was huge. But the cool part about that class was it was team taught by 4 professors: history, religion, philosophy, and art and music or literature. And they showed how the literature of the time, the culture of the time, the politics of the time, the religion, how people looked at religion, it was reflected in the art, was reflected in the music. It was a fantastic braiding of, you can see why the music of the time. I mean, small example, just look at the 60s, the 1960s in the United States. There was music that came out of that time that reflected the politics of the time, right? Bob Dylan, right? All of that kind of stuff. The poet laureate of the 60s generation. The music reflected it. The art reflected it, right? The angst of the time was reflected. Everything is connected. We know that as divine feminines. We know that everything is connected. And so when you move in a direction that isn't in keeping with what the collective, the bigger collective, the hierarchical, ego-based world wants you to do, then you're going to get blowback. You're going to get pushback. 5 of Swords, 9 of Wands. You're going to get pushback on that. And simply the way to elevate out of it is to be connected. Be connected to God. Be connected to your guides. Be connected. And just follow that. Just follow that. That's really the Hierophant, right? Following your High Priestess, Hierophant. Following your guidance. Opening yourself up to your own intuition. And getting out of that ego-based or fear-based decision-making into something that's more loving. Decisions based on love, not on fear. So you're doing that. They're doing that. They're mirroring you now. So if you're seeing this, if you're called to watch this, this has relevance for you. This message has relevance for you. So let's see from the Romance Angels deck guidance here. Give your relationship a chance. Work on the partnership. Just because it's twin flame, I mean, especially because it's twin flame, doesn't mean it's like going to be a walk in the park. Retreat. I feel like that's critical. You guys are going to have to get into a place where togetherness can be. Flirt. I like it. Healing family issues. These are all things that are going to be very important as you're coming together, as your twin connection is coming together. If you're moving in a direction, you're feeling like you're getting up and out of the ego-based world, the time-based world, you're like elevating yourself up out of that. Your work is changing. Everything is changing about your life. That's how you can tell you're really having this awakening, is certain people are no longer in your life. It just doesn't stick anymore because you're not in that place anymore. You're not in that game anymore. Whatever the game was, whatever the thing was, it's gone. You don't want that job anymore. It's like you almost can't do it anymore. When I left my agency, I stopped it. I put it down. I just let it go. I literally couldn't do the work anymore. It didn't have any resonance for me. I just let it go. Same thing is going on here. If you're watching this, you're letting go of things that are no longer in your best interest as a twin. Healing family issues. Giving your relationship a chance. Retreating and flirting. Like being in this high vibration energy. The sun. Fueling the passion between the two of you. 10 of Cups, lovers. So good news is on the horizon here. The wrap up of an old situation for your masculine. The blowing apart of old structures that no longer serve you. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.